Hey guys, welcome to another video. In this video, I'm going to be talking about remakes. And will they ever stop? Yeah, I know remakes have existed for a long time. Remakes is something that's not new. It's not new to the society of film and everything. It's just I'd say over the past decade, remakes have been just so much worse. Just everything is getting remade. Almost every movie that comes out is not only like maybe a sequel or something got to do with a franchise, but it's a remake or a reboot, which is basically a remake. So, and just everything is remade because there's no like fresh original ideas and stuff, and the ones that are fresh and original, no one wants to see them. But if you remake a movie, people know the title and they're like, hey, let's go see it because I saw the original, so this one has to be good. No, just stop it. And like, it's just insane. Just this year, look at all the remakes we've had. We had Firestarter, Death on the Nile, Pinocchio. We even had shows that are out just right now, like Interview with a Vampire and Let the Right One In. Let the Right One In. The television show Let the Right One In is a remake of a remake. Like, Let the Right One In came out in the early 2000s. This movie's been remade twice, and it's not even 20 years old. It's like insane. Like, what? Like, I don't get it. Like, and with the remakes, they don't really do a lot of things fresh and new or gripping or exciting. They just kind of tell the same story just with a new star cast, or they change little things with the actors and stuff. But it's nothing new, and it just comes off pointless, soulless, and stupid. The biggest ones to blame right now is Disney. Like, with these live action Disney remakes and stuff, it's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous what they're doing. They're remaking every single classic Disney movie into live action remakes. And there's no point to that because the classics are great. They're timeless. They don't need to be remade because they're already fantastic. The point of a remake is there's two reasons to remake a movie. One is to remake it better, whether the movie was just okay or not good or something like that. It's to make the original source material better. Or you do something completely different. You either tell the story in a different way or you approve upon it. If you can't approve upon it or tell it in a unique way that will make it good or better, then there's no point to remaking anything. Don't do it. And Disney, like, they just say, hey, we'll just do the same thing again, but live action instead of a cartoon, it's now a fucking live action movie. The same songs and everything, and that's why the movies suck. Like, we've seen this before. Why the hell are we watching it again? Like, everyone got pissed off in the 90s when Psycho came out because it was like the same movie. Yeah, that's what Disney's doing now. And then when they do something different, you can kind of respect them for doing something different, like a Maleficent. But the thing they do different is stupid. Like, I can respect them. I can give them a point for something different with like Maleficent and Cruella and stuff. That is something different. It's just still isn't good because there's no creativity, I guess, left in Disney or something. And there was a time, I feel like in like the 80s and even early 90s, when they remade stuff, they did it better and there was reasons why they did it. Like, my favorite horror film of all time is The Thing, John Carpenter's The Thing, because it took an old school movie, The Thing from Another World, which is like this B-rated horror film that's very dated. It's good, but it's very dated and stuff, and it's very like corny and schlocky. So John Carpenter completely changed a lot of the story, put practical effects, made it more bloody and violent, changed every character in the movie. It was almost like a completely different movie. The only thing, it has the same premise of this thing that can like go into people's bodies, but other than that, everything is completely different, and it's better. The movie's better. It's more scary. It's got better characters, and it's just more iconic, and it's really fucked up, and it's very profound in a lot of moments, and I think it's one of the greatest horror films ever. And that's a remake done properly. A remake not done properly is Rob Zombie's Halloween, another horror remake. He thought, hey, the original Halloween was like, oh, a great film. I'll just remake it, make it more brutal and vile, and it was awful. It was really terrible. It was very unlikable, very off-putting, and just no one liked it. Even though he tried again to do something different because he put a backstory of Michael Myers. And I get that is different. But because he made the backstory of Michael Myers, giving Michael Myers more character development made him less scary. And also making him like 8 feet tall was also pretty stupid. And it wasn't, Rob Zombie didn't even know how to make a horror film. He thinks just putting a lot of blood, a lot of F words, and being really in your face and dirty and gross, that's how you make a horror film. But no, there's no subtlety to Rob Zombie's films, especially his remake of the Halloween. But like another remake that's done like very, very well is last year's West Side Story. I think that's done very well. It's not as good as the original. It's not. I don't think it is. But it does things differently. It looks different. It changes its tone, and the characters' personality traits are very different in this one than they are in the original classic. There is a lot of the same beats, but they do change things to make it a little more modern, and they make it more darker and brutal and grittier, and I kind of respected that and enjoyed that a bit. Was it needed? No, I don't think it was a very needed movie. But I still think it's very good. I think it's a good film, and it's a pretty good remake, even though it's not as good as the original and stuff. But now, like, they're remaking just, like, everything. Like, like, I just don't know why they're doing that, and just, I feel like they just need to stop. I feel like when the Marvel Cinematic Universe ends, they're gonna just start all up again and just remake every fucking movie. I'm still waiting for like a Back to the Future remake or a Godfather remake or something crazy like that. Just there are like so many books out there that need to be adapted into films. Do that. There's all the really old school, very dated, classic films that can be very well made to this day and remake it into a more modern film. And there's a lot of shit movies that have a lot of potential to be good movies that can be remade, but I don't know if they're willing to do that. They all just think about the buck. They know the original did really well, so they'll think, hey, if we remake it, even if it sucks, we'll get money for it. And honestly, you can remake a pretty good movie and still make it better and shockingly better. Look at True Grit. The 1960s True Grit is a fantastic film. But the Coen Brothers remade it and made it better. They made the story darker. They made it more violent. They didn't give you easy answers like the classic did, and it didn't even give you a happy ending. They changed all the right things in that movie to make it better. And it's a fucking wicked movie with what the Coen Brothers did. But the Coen Brothers are very smart filmmakers. Not Paul W.S. Anderson or Len Wiseman. Or Rob Zombie. And look at Rob Zombie. He did The Munsters this year. Another remake. A remake of a television show. And it was awful. Look at the Addams Family animated series. It's a remake of the classic movies and the classic show. And it's awful. Like, they're terrible. And even look at the Karate Kid. They remade that. I'm not talking about Cobra Kai. I'm talking about the Kung Fu Kid. And that was even karate, but they wanted to make money so bad, they called it the Karate Kid, even though it's not even about karate. But they wanted to make money off of it. Because Hollywood, they're all a bunch of blood-sucking leeches, and all they give a fuck about is money. They don't give a shit about the fans and the people seeing their movie and actually putting a lot of heart and effort into their stories. For fuck's sakes, Hollywood. And I'm not saying like sequels or remakes or reboots can be are like terrible now, but for the most part, they're really bad. Look at Point Break. Why would they remake Point Break? That's one thing I never thought they would ever remake, and they did, and they took every ounce of fun that was in Point Break, and they just got rid of all of it in the remake, and it was dog shit. Oh god, I'm just tired. I'm really tired of remakes now. I think they need to stop. They're not going to. They're going to just keep. Oh, for the next years, more and more remakes are coming out. They're never ever going to stop. It's a little scary that we're probably not even going to get any original films in the future. It's terrifying and it's brutal, but these remakes need to stop. I just wanted to make a video about me ranting about how remakes are annoying and they can be used as something really great, but they're not doing that, and it's annoying. Give me your thoughts and opinions on remakes. What are some films you think deserve a good remake, and what are films that you should never fucking touch? Comment below, let me know. And as always, if you like this video, please subscribe to the channel and join the dark side.